Hi everyone, and welcome to Fit with Coach Kat. Today's workout is a beginner bodyweight workout. You don't need any equipment. It is suitable for those who are just getting back into exercise or who are fresh to the world of fitness. So when you're ready, let's begin. Today we're going to start by connecting our breath to our pelvic floor. To do this, you can take a seat or do it standing. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor. Inhale, relax your pelvic floor. Exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor. Inhale, relax your pelvic floor. Exhale, squeeze. Feel free to open your eyes and watch my hand as I have connected it to my breath. So inhale, relax your pelvic floor. Exhale, squeeze. By squeeze, I mean pull up through your sex organs, squeeze your anus, hold for 1 second, and then relax. Don't worry if this is hard, it will get easier the more you do it. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. Well done. From there, we're going to stand up, get to the back of the mat if you have one. If you don't worry. Step forward with your left leg, put your right hand on the ground, and we're going to go into the world's greatest stretch. So with your right hand on the ground, you're going to reach your left arm all the way around, open up towards the sky, and then try and get it as far down your left leg as possible. You can keep your back knee off the ground like I did, or you can drop your back knee onto the ground like I have right now. So you want to be opening up towards your bent knee, really twisting your chest to try and face the sky, and then get your elbow as low as possible. Place both hands on the mat, step back to plank, and then swap sides. Drop that back knee if you want to. Don't feel like you have to. You can keep your back leg straight, and then rotate through your torso, trying to aim your chest up to the sky. You've got 2 more reps, and then from there we are going to step back into a plank position. So both hands go on the ground, and we're going to walk our hands back to our feet, stand all the way up, and get into some shoulder work. We're going to do some arm circles here. So swing your left arm around, backwards, try and keep your arm as straight as you can, and then swing your right arm around. We're going to do 5 reps backwards, swap back to the left arm, and then go 5 reps forwards. And then onto our right arm for our 5 reps, keeping our arm nice and straight, warming up that shoulder joint. From here, place your feet shoulder width apart, and we're going to get into a nice big hip opener. So drop down into a wide sumo squat. Push your elbows into your knees and rock into each of your hips from side to side. 2 more, and then we're going to stand up and go through all of that again, starting with the world's greatest stretch. So stand up, step your left foot forward, put your right hand on the ground, drop your back knee if you want to, and then go into the world's greatest stretch. I don't expect you to get your elbow all the way down to the floor. Just try and get it as low as you can and really open up your chest to the sky. Two more reps, and then we're going to go back to a plank position and swap our legs over. This is your last rep, and you're going to put both hands on the ground, step back to plank position, walk your hands back to your feet, stand all the way up, and we're going to go back into those arm circles, starting with our left arm.
can tell me all of your lies. I will put out all of the fire if it gets too dark.
Now back to our left arm to go forward for 5 reps, and then back to our right arm forward for 5 reps. When you're ready, feet shoulder distance apart, drop down into a wide sumo squat and push your elbows into your knees, rocking through your hips. From there, I'm going to get you to stand up, get to the back of your mat if you have one, and then sit all the way down onto your glutes, lay down on the ground, and we're going to go into some glute bridges. So lay your torso on the ground, put your head on the ground, bend your legs, put your feet in close to your bum. You should be close to touching your heels with your fingertips if you put your arms down by your side. From here, push through your heels and raise your hips up towards the sky into a glute bridge. We've got 2 more reps. Really push through your heels. From there, we're going to spin over to our side and we're going to go into some clams. So keep your feet together, make sure your knees are stacked, and then raise your top knee up as high as you can go without rotating through your pelvis, and then bring it slowly back down. We've got 2 more reps and then we're going to swap sides. You can just roll over and face the other direction. I'm going to spin round so I get to look at you lovely people the whole time. We're going to go through clams on this side. Keep your feet together, just raising your knee up and down. In 2 more reps, I'm going to get you to sit up onto your bottom, keep your feet flat on the floor. We are going to do some very small crunches with leg raises. So 1 leg at a time, we're going to bring our whole leg off the ground and crunch in. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Keep in time with me. You want your sit bones to be connected to the floor, slightly leaning back, and just raise your legs up as high as you can go. That's your last one. We're going to do all that again. So lay on the ground and we're going to do some glute bridges. Push through your heels, squeeze your glutes up towards the sky. Two more reps, and then we're going to rotate onto our side and do our clams. Make sure your knees are stacked, your feet are together. You can have your head up on your hand like I am, or you can lay it down on the ground. I like to place my top hand on top of my hip to make sure my pelvis is not rocking back while I'm doing this exercise. Last rep, and then we're going to swap sides. So roll over and do the exact same thing on the other side. It's your last 2 reps. I'm going to get you sitting up onto your bottom, and we're going to do those single leg lift crunches. These are your last 2 reps. From here, I'm going to get you to stand up, meet me in a standing position, and in just a jiffy we're going to start the next round of exercises. We're going to start with a squat touch. So I want your feet to be hip distance apart. We're going to squat down, touch the floor, then as we stand up we're going to raise both arms up overhead. The aim of the game is that we have nice straight arms that come up past our ears and we get nice and low with our squat. We've got 2 more reps and then we're going to do some standing knee crunches. So what I want you to do is place your hands up by your head and we're going to raise our left knee up to our left elbow and our right knee up to our right elbow. These are your last 2 reps. From here we are going to get down into a plank position. So go to the back of your mat if you have one, put your hands on the ground, walk out into a high plank position, and from here we're going to do some shoulder taps. So right hand to right shoulder, left hand to left shoulder. If you need to drop to your knees to complete this exercise, that is totally fine. You want to just try and keep your hips as still as possible. That's your last 2 reps. From there, I'm going to get you to stand up and we're going to do our squat and reach again. So feet are hip distance apart. Let's go. Tap the ground and reach up overhead. It's your last 2 reps and then we're going to go into our standing leg crunches. So place your hands up by your ears, elbows nice and wide. Try and get that right knee up to your right elbow, left knee up to your left elbow. Your last 2 reps and we're going to go down into our high plank rows where we do our right hand to our right shoulder, left hand to left shoulder. You can drop to your knees like I mentioned, like I have here. This is what it will look like if you do it on your knees. Both options are perfect. That was your last rep. From here we're going to stand up and get into another series of squats. This one we're going to go normal body weight squat, step wider into a sumo squat. So sumo squat is shoulder width apart, normal body weight squat is hip width apart. So we're just moving our left leg in and out. Get that bum back and down. And then step nice and wide. You want to try and focus on making sure your knees are traveling out over your toes and they don't fall in or out with either exercise. Your last rep, And then we're going to go into some body weight bent over rows. So you're going to place your feet hip distance apart, hinge at your hips. From there, keep your arms nice and straight and squeeze your shoulder blades together at the top of the movement. So straight arms down, squeeze your shoulder blades together at the top. That's your last rep. From there, we're going to go into some marching with some shoulder raises. Now, this is only a very small movement. Don't let it fool you. It will burn after a little while. So keep those arms nice and straight and flap your wings up and down. That is your last rep. Now we're going to get back into those squats. So body weight squat, step wide, sumo squat. Really make sure those knees are pointing out over those toes, especially with the sumo squat. This is your last rep, and then we're going to go into our bent over rows. So hinge at the hips, send your bum back and squeeze those shoulder blades at the top of the movement. That's your last rep. Now we're going to do tiny little arm circles. So march on the spot and get those arms moving back into tiny little circles, keeping your arms nice and straight. Now we're moving forward. Get those circles happening. Know your shoulders are burning. You can do it. You're so strong. That's it. Now we're going to finish with some core. We've got 2 rounds. The exercises change. They stay sort of the same, but they change as we go through this. So just watch me as we go. First one, legs are straight up in the air, lying on your back, arms down by your side, and we're just lowering one leg at a time and then bringing it back up to a 90-degree angle. Your last rep. Now we're going to get into a dead bug position. So legs at a 90-degree angle to the floor, arms up in the air. We're going to lower our right arm and our left leg down, bring them back into the center, and then swap sides, left leg, right arm. You want to push your lower back into the ground and pull your belly button into your spine while you're doing this exercise. Here's your last 2 reps. From there, we're going to keep our legs in the same position and we're going to interlace our fingers behind our head and do some crunches. As you exhale, pull your head, neck and shoulders up off the ground. Crunch in, and as you inhale, lower it all the way back down. That's your last rep. So now we're going to go back to the beginning. We're going to put our legs straight up in the air. This time we're going to do more scissor kicks. So we're lowering one leg down, but instead of waiting until the first leg's back up, we're going to get the other leg moving. So keep those legs as straight as you can and get them as low as you can. It's your last 2 reps, and now we're going to get back into those dead bugs. So arms up in the air, legs at a 90-degree angle, lower your right leg and your left arm, bring them back up, and then swap sides. You can choose to lift your head and neck off the ground or just keep it flat on the ground during this exercise. Push your lower back into the ground and pull your belly button in as you're completing this movement. That's your last one. Now I'm going to get you to interlace your fingers behind your head again. We are going to be lifting one leg up at a time into little crunches. So inhale, exhale, lift the leg up. Got 2 more reps. Keep going, you're so strong and you are nearly done. From there we are going to stretch out our arms above our head, stretch our legs out nice and long, and take a few deep breaths. From there, bend your left leg, rotate it over the right side of your body, look back towards your left hand and enjoy this beautiful lower back stretch. And now swap sides, back to the other side, bring your right leg over and look back towards your right hand. We're nearly done. Hank's come to say hello to everybody. Give me a few very special kisses. Thank you for that, Hank. And we are done, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me for this workout today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment and I'll see you next time.